Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Ibadia from GMS YAHAWAH, GMS in Petersburg, Florida. First and foremost, I give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, Rabachal Kadash, the bonus to my elder apostles, the great millstone who rule well. Saying under salutation to all you sincere brothers out there constantly pushing the word and truth sincerity in the four corners of the earth. Alright, I also want to say peace and blessings be unto all the sincere men, women, and children that consist of the body of Yahawashi, who are the 1/3. And I also want to say peace and blessings to all the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom, one peace and blessings be unto you. As you can look at the title of this article from Atlanta, I believe it's Atlanta Journal. Atlanta Journal. It's basically a news website. It says white nationalists plan Stone Mountain rally Super Bowl weekend. And looking at this incident, it goes to show you, man, that even Esau, even the so-called white man, woman, and child, that they show their pride in who they are as a people. Even when you look at the Confederate flag, a lot of individuals today, they say, oh, the Confederate flag is not racist, it's just a symbolism of American culture, which American culture is really based upon rape, rob, murder, and stealing. You understand? And coveting fields and oppressing a man's heritage, which is what they did to the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans who now reside in the Western Hemisphere of the world. Now, looking at this incident here, this has already been spoken about by CNN, who also brought out the information about the Hebrew Israelites down in D.C. during the anti-abortion rally by the all-boys Catholic school, and also with the one Native American, that Gadite, so to say, who was also intervening in between the two parties, which there wasn't really an intervention. It was all really set up to me, if you ask me. But lo and behold, CNN says, as Georgia Stone Mountain hikers try to rise above its racial history. So it's the reason why you have these individuals who claim to be white nationalists, who are Edomites. You're Edomites. You are descendants from Esau. Okay, you're not white. Okay, you lack melanin, which goes back to a disease called leprosy. Today you are trying to call it albinism, but it's called leprosy. So right, you will be a leper. All right, and everything on Earth has fecal matter. I'm not fecal matter, has melanin in it. Even fecal matter is what I wanted to say, which is why it has color. Chlorophyll is a form of melanin on plants. You lack melanin, which is why your skin is transparent. You can see the blood through your body. Okay, so when you call us colored people, we're not really colored. We're just melanated. Because if you get bruised, your skin could turn green, red, purple, orange, blue, all the colors of the rainbow. All right, but that's neither here nor there. But let me get to the point of the matter with this article. He goes on to say, a group of white nationalists who are Edomites and white supremacists, they claim to be supreme, but I mean, just by nature itself, you're not supreme, because the sun attacks you, and everything on Earth needs the sun to survive, let alone the other elements, but the sun actually attacks you. That's why you have to wear SPF 15 during the summertime, or if it's too hot out. And this is just all facts. I don't care who gets upset. This is all facts. Moving ahead with plans to hold a pro-white rally at Stone Mountain on the Saturday before the Super Bowl, despite they deny an official permit. Now, this should be all over the news as well, all right? Because the Super Bowl is like the gladiator of gladiator games in America, okay? This is like this. People from all over the world watch the Super Bowl, even where they have United States military personnel. If they're stationed throughout the world, they would even set up screens for them to watch the Super Bowl wherever they're stationed at. They do it every year, all right? But no one's speaking about this nonetheless, though. So anyways, he says, to hell with their permit. The Constitution is our permit. All right? So they even against themselves, they'll say, hey, we don't need your permission. We're going to do it anyway. And whenever you see these KKK or quote-unquote white nationalist rallies, who's always there guarding them? Police officers, all right, and the police officers would be no different than the good old boys back in the day, riding the pickup truck with rope, waiting to come hang one of you Negroes, man. The same people. Only difference is that they have a license and they're legal. They've been legalized to be able to basically kill you. All right, they shoot you, murder you, get a 2 weeks paid vacation. They send on their way, or they get transferred to a different city or to a different district, and they do the same thing over and over. All right. Anyways. The organizers behind the planned rally are the same people who attempted to stage a white power rally in 2016 called Rockstone Mountain, all right? But nonetheless, though, it says only about 2 dozen white supremacists showed up, Edomites showed up, but they drew hundreds of counter demonstrators, some of whom clashed with police, hence, police was there, for hours until officials shut down the park. And so that right there even goes to show you that you're losing your power. Because you would, I mean, granted, we already know, how the so called white man, woman, and child truly feel about us, but even times that they would still be in opposition with their own people. And they're not under the curses. They have the blessings. We're under the curses. When I say we, I mean you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we was taken down by the same people. All right. Whether you speak Spanish, you're taken down by a Spaniard, so-called white man. Whether you speak English, you're taken down by the Englishman, so-called white man. Whether you speak Creole, all right, down in Haiti, guess what? You were taken down by a Frenchman, a so-called white man. Okay. So they're still Edomites nonetheless, and we all fell under the same atrocities by the hand of their people. Wow, this is just so beautiful. I didn't even think I was going to pull this out, but I'm going to pull it out. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And to this day, when it says Israel, they're talking about the northern kingdom, you Spanish-speaking tribes and you Native Americans. And the southern kingdom, which consists of the so-called Negroes, so-called Jamaicans, and the so-called Haitians and people of the Caribbean, excluding the people from the island of Fiji and Hawaii. Those are Japhetic people, okay? But listen, they still hold us fast today, and they refuse to let us go, man. All right? You can even look at the times with Marcus Garvey. We're talking about going back to Africa. Yeah, they gave them boats, but some of those boats actually had holes in them, man, down in the belly. And W.E.D. Du Bois, he actually was set up to be against them as well. So they never want to let us go, man. All right? Wherever the Israelites saw, that kingdom will flourish. Go back to ancient Egypt. Go back to the Babylonians. Go back to the Assyrians and the Medes, all right? The Greeks and the Romans. All those civilizations where we was held captive, man. They flourished because we was there, all right? Anyways, so let's go down a little bit more into this. Like it says right here, the First Amendment is enough of a permit to have a gathering, he said, and we exercise the same right. It's called freedom of speech, man. If we don't have police officers out there standing in front of us, they're not ordered to protect us. We out there by the Spirit, man. When we speak by the Spirit. We don't have to put hoodies over our head, We don't have to worry about we don't have to hide our identity. We're actually putting ourselves out there on the spotlight because we actually believe that the YAHAWASHI shall with us, man. All right. Now going back to the history of Stone Mountain, let's go into the history of Stone Mountain real quick. Stone Mountain for Confederate monument. Okay. Now right here, as you can see, this would be the monument. Let me pull one up. All right. This would be the monument right here. All right. Bear with me. Let me go back. Salaki, let me go back. Yep, this is the Stone Mountain monument. And they said it's bigger than a football field, longer than a football field, and bigger than the Washington Monument. Not Washington, I'm sorry, Mount Rushmore, all right? That's how big it is, Now, let's go into a little bit of into the history of the individuals. Oh, yeah, Salakia. And here they said, in the article, what did it say? It said they want to take away our, what do you say, our history, something of that nature. I just want to bring it up real quick. Yeah, remember that. Client comment. Yeah, but basically what they were saying, that, they're trying to take away our history. This is our monument. Things of that nature, all right? But let's go into who the individuals are on this monument. President Davis. Now, President Davis was not the president of the United States. He was the president of the Confederate States. Understand that? Jefferson Davis. Now, what were the Confederate States? Now, listen to the states I'm talking about. Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia, man. All right? Jefferson was their president, man. Okay? And it says Maryland, Delaware, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Missouri were called border states. So nonetheless, though, there was even a separation back during that time. And why did they really have that war what they call the Civil War. This is why. I mean, this is history. The Civil War, also known as the War Between the States, was fought between the United States of America and the Confederate States of America, a collection of 11 southern states that left the Union in 1860 and 1861 and formed their own country in order to protect the institution of slavery. So when they say, "Oh, we fought for your freedom in the Civil War," no, the reason why the Confederates, that's why they had the Confederate flag, because they separate themselves from the Union so that they can do what? They can continue the institution of slavery. So when these devils going out, now I call them devils, yes, because they are liars and they are deceivers. When they say they want to go out here and rally in Stone Mountain, saying that they want to take away our heritage, our culture, well, yeah, this is your heritage, your culture. Slavery. That's what you institutionalized for centuries. That's how America got rich. Come on, if you have individuals, man, that if I own a business, right, and I have people working for me for centuries, and I don't compensate them with no monetary fund, like no money at all, but I feed them, I give them clothing and shelter, but in a barn with the animal, and I give them the slops and the leftovers, I'm gonna be filthy rich. I'll make it 100% profit. All right. And I don't have to compensate anyone, not in a week or 2 weeks or a month, no salary. All right. Just oppression. Okay. Man, that's how America got rich, man. So this is what they hold their fate on. Understand? But let me because it's talking about slavery. The Bible speaks about slavery. Understand that. Remember? So let's go into, bear with me real quick. They take pride in what they do. This is on the book of Obadiah chapter 1, okay, verse 11. And I'm sorry, I'm thinking 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. And yeah, it was violent times for our people during the time of hardcore bondage, man. Okay. And what it is that you don't even try and hold yourself guilty. There's no what's the word I'm looking for that they quote unquote give to these fake Jews out here? Oh man. I forgot what that word is, man. But in other words, they're not trying to compensate us for what happened to us, man. They just, like I said, we put in hardcore bondage. Now we suffer from post-traumatic slave syndrome, meaning that we just went through psychological warfare, been defeated mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and all of a sudden, okay, you just go out into the world. And then we have to abide by the rules of this society. That's just all our wickedness, man, okay? So our people had to go through that. Locking. All right, that's the word I'm looking for. Talking about the repercussion. That was the word, repercussion. Even when our people, even when you had the Buffalo Soldiers, who even fight against their own people, the Native Americans, even when we fought the other wars, man, they promised us supposed to get 40 acres and a mule. You got back to the States, man, or you done with your tour, they didn't give you that. That's why I call them the devil, because the word devil go back to the word diabolos, mean liar, deceiver, and slanderer, man. All right. But this is Zechariah chapter 11 verse 4. It says, "Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter." We feed them with these words, all right? The bread of life. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Exactly. Okay. You can see that. You can see that in modern society, let alone for what happened over the centuries. And they that sell thee say, "Were we not sold?" Auction blocks. Blessed be Yahawah, blessed be the Lord. For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not, man. So you understand that, man? But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. They take pride in that. That's why they walk around. That's why they want to go to this monument right here, all right, and they want to stand there with their Confederate flag, because it reminds them of the time we was in hardcore bunch. But I'm gonna read the next verse, and I'm gonna close out with that one. It says, "For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the men, every one unto his neighbor's hand, and into the hand of his king, and they shall smite their land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them." That's talking about those who held us captive and not let us go. The Lord shall come back and fight for us in that day, man. Okay, which is why we go out and preach the word. So when we bring out this precept, and I'm gonna close out with this one. Why are you getting upset? It's the same book that you've been, which is our history. The same book that you've been forcing our people to read, but in your own interpretation. This is plain and simple right here, and I'm gonna close out. Revelations 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's what we're patiently waiting for, man. That's why the Lord said, "Vengeance is mine." So wait ye upon me till I rise up against the prey. All right. So with that being said, I pray you were edified. Call Allah YAHAWASHI, double some elder apostles, sing honest to all you brothers. Peace and blessings to the 1/3 in the confusion of faces. Shalom.